Okay, so we're taping. So now, good evening, everybody. We are at a session here, me and Martin at Greg Enterprises, and we're actually going to show you how Fedora works on VM Workstation. The first thing Martin recommended was, you see this memory here? He's recommending that I up the memory.
Yep, so you can go right here
Good. Good.
and change it to about 2056. That's exactly 2 gigs. That's what they recommend, at least as the minimum. Or you can give it more if you want, but we'll just leave it at 2056 for now. So.
Okay.
And we can click OK.
Alright.
And you can go right here to power on this virtual machine.
Let's do it. Last time I found Fedora to be very slow. It was actually in the process of trying to work with a version of Red Hat 7.1, and we were running into problems with Red Hat, specifically with some errors that had come up. Let me just go back. Uh-oh, what happened? Uh-oh. I lost you in Skype. Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know what happened. We just got disconnected. Okay, anyway, going back to Fedora. It was coming up with some errors on the screen itself when we were loading it. I don't know what's going on here.
But it looks like it's loading now.
Yeah, it was very slow before. You can move that out of the way. Put that at the bottom or something. Whatever.
Yeah, wherever you want. Wherever works good for you.
I think probably over here. And then this here has to be moved too. So this way you have a better screen. Let's move that over here. Okay, so that's out of the way. Okay, so now we have a full screen. And Fedora, you're saying it's loading right now.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are some of the things we can talk about with Fedora in reference to Red Hat owns Fedora, right?
Yes, Red Hat and the community designs Fedora.
Okay. And what else do we know about Fedora in reference to the version, like if you was comparing it to Red Hat 7 or Red Hat 6, are we losing anything in reference to functionality or applications or any of the things that you would use with the full version of Red Hat?
Yeah, you might be, because like you mentioned, something to remember is Fedora is free, but Red Hat does cost money. You have to have a subscription in order to be running Red Hat on your system, but Fedora doesn't require a subscription. So you get better service with Red Hat, but for now, Fedora works for our purposes.
Right, and it's open source. It's Linux. Well, it would be open source for Fedora specifically. So, all right, so that's good. So this thing is still loading. It's still loading. It's still loading. Still loading. Still loading. And we're not.
There it is. It looks like it's loaded.
Okay, so it's here. Is that what the deal is? And it's asking me for a password?
Yep.
So I just got to click that on. And let's put in the password. A little bit of a delay here. A little bit of a delay.
I think we found that Fedora is a little bit more resource intensive than some of your other operating systems we ran, like Ubuntu. We made some videos on that.
Alright, well, it's not taking my password. Let me see if I have my caps lock on. Hold on. I know when I made the password the last time. Okay, so something's up with the password. I don't know what's up. Let's just try this other password. Maybe it was... One more time. Alright. gotta make a notation. I changed the password. It actually asks for a more intensive password also for Fedora. I remember putting that in. You couldn't. The characters had to be specific with Fedora as opposed to the other Linux that we loaded before. You could have put anything in the other Linux, but this was pretty more. The password had to be a little bit more encrypted. All right, so it's coming up.
Okay, you're back.
All right, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Hello?
Hello? Hey, you're really breaking up now.
I'm breaking up, really? I can hear you clearly. So what's going on? Maybe we need to close down one of the browsers.
It's always some browsers.
Yep, let's just do that. Let's close down this browser. Just close this down. How do I sound now? Hello? 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 Can you hear me, Martin?
Okay, so.
Martin, can you hear me? Apparently not. Let me just type on the screen here because apparently he can't hear me. Hello? Hello? Something happened with the microphone, apparently.
Well, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Okay, so let's
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I don't know what just happened, but...
Oh, nope, I can't hear you again.
What is really interesting? High definition speakers, everything is high.
Okay, you're back again.
You can hear me now.
Yeah.
I just lost you. I don't know. Well, I lost you. I can't hear nothing anymore. Doesn't have anything to do with it. Hello? Hello? Let's try this again. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Weird. Coming in and out. Weird.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, well anyway. We're at Fedora's right now, the screen. Let's just keep going. We're at the Fedora screen right now, and basically
Okay, it sounds like I sound awful though.
Okay, we're just gonna keep going. English is the language,
I think so, yeah.
and I don't know what this saying here.
40 is what we want, yeah.
Right here.
We probably want...
This
right.
one here.
I do want the... Oh yeah, that's what we want.
Connect your other accounts, your online accounts.
You can skip that probably.
Really? Is there a place to skip that? No.
Skip right here. You're all set. Start using Fedora.
Okay. All right, so this is basically the screen for Fedora. We just want to get it up to at least where we were at in the other, um, with the other Ubuntu with Linux. We want to get it to that same screen where we can get to a command line and just show everybody how that would work.
We can go ahead and close getting started.
Now, do we need to load a VM player for this at all? No, probably not.
Now, we can go to activities up here. And then you see this beautiful menu.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down. Okay, and then right here it shows applications.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for this to load. And then you have some of your standard applications for Linux. This is some of your folders like documents. Here's your web browser right here. It's also up here. Here's your BitTorrent client. Here's how you get to your settings. You can type some notes to yourself. Here's like Microsoft Office Suite, but for Linux. Here's like Notepad. Let's go to utilities. And terminals right here.
And you probably could have typed terminal on the search bar and it would have came up as well, right?
Yeah, we could.
Right. Now, do you need a password in reference to roots with this as well?
Yeah, you're gonna sudo too.
Okay.
And then you'll need a password.
Okay.
So you can type sudo just like this.
I have to
But with Fedora or Debian, it will say this: respect the privacy of others. Think before you type.
Ooh.
It says that because it says think before you type because with root you have unlimited access to the computer, so it won't tell you if you're messing something up. So you have to make sure you don't mess something up.
Really? All right, we're in, I think.
No, we're not in.
Why isn't it taking the password I logged in with?
No, it took the password, but you're not in the sudo's file. There has to be somebody else in the group, in the sudo's group.
So you have to get in the directory that actually will give you access before you.
No, you don't. I'm trying to see who does have access. Nano's not in Fedora, but gedit is. So we'll go to gedit, gshadow. You noticed earlier I did cd/Etsy. That just changed my directory to Etsy.
Right.
And this gshadow. Okay, we don't have permission to open this.
Really?
Do you know if there's any other users on the system?
Really? Not that I've given permission to. I just loaded this on the other day. Interesting. Isn't there a way to show if there's other users on the machine, just like we just did?
Yeah, but once you're... you probably can't do this unless you're root.
Right. So, how are we going to get to root if we can't log in?
Let's look at the past VD. I doubt you have access to it, but we can try. I know if you're not in the group, I don't know how we're gonna get in.
That's only giving you a history.
Here's a list of users on the system.
Who's on the system?
This is the list of all the users.
Okay.
And you're the only one right here.
Right.
The rest are standard, and then it is you.
So I wonder why I'm not able to log in.
You are able to log in, but you're not able to sudo su.
Without that access to be an administrator on the machine, there's not much I could do, is there?
No, there's not.
All right. So what's the workaround with this?
All I can think of is installing it again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's all I could think of. If you don't have room.
All right. Well, this is a good. I guess this is a good troubleshooting. In case anybody ever ran into this problem, this is actually giving somebody some information with the same sort of problem they may be having in the future.
Yeah,
but I thought they would. Yeah.
Go ahead, check settings, and maybe there's a users and group section. But yeah, the file I just pulled up called pass.wd, it pulls up all the users on the system. I'll go to users right here and settings.
Right.
Yeah, definitely only see your user.
Right. So what would you recommend? You would recommend me uninstalling it and then installing it again. Try to put the pass. Should I put?
Yeah.
Try
to try here.
All right. Let me put the password in that I logged in with.
It should work on this screen. Because when okay, it worked.
So the password worked there. Maybe you have to set the account up.
It should work already.
I'm gonna put my name in there.
No, we'll just leave it like that. Let's see if we can like sudo into add.
Put the password in there.
Yeah, I doubt it'll work now. I don't think you could sudo into anything else, but
I don't know if I was on the command line actually. Let's try this. Sorry, try again. Greg Enterprise is not a subdue.
That worked. That's the right password, but it said you're not in the sudo group.
Really?
So you can't sudo su without being in the sudo group.
All right. Well, then it looks like we're done. Other than taking this off and reloading it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out what we can do, but that doesn't make sense for them to give you an account without sudo permissions. You can't do anything without it.
Let me ask you a question. Just go on to Skype. What was the link that we had to load this again? Because I'd have to scroll back up in our Skype to find out where that was. I think that may have been in the old group.
Yeah, and I couldn't get into the old group. Like, it seemed like all the, what's it called? All the posts were removed.
They were removed?
Yeah, it's like too far back in the history.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you want me to send you a link to the torrent, or do you want an ISO?
Yeah, well, we're gonna. We obviously, I'm not sure if I saved it. Normally, I would go back to the links and look back, but I thought that you would still be able to grab it even if it was there, because I could still go back and look at it. Let me just try something real quick. Okay, this is the old group, and we want to go back to. Let's just type. We could actually do a find. You know, you can do a find in Skype, right?
No, I haven't done it before.
Yeah. See, look, see that. Now, what would that be? That would be Fedora.
Yep.
Fedora is spelled Fedora. Fedora.
Yep, that's how you spell it right there.
Well, it's giving me a red like it's never seen this before.
Yeah. You might still have that still on your computer.
All right. Right. If I did, it'd probably be in downloads.
Yeah, probably.
That's why I couldn't believe I couldn't find that VM workstation because I'd moved stuff over. I was going through every single folder. It just was driving me crazy trying to find that VM workstation. I was like saying, because you see how many drives I have, right?
Yeah.
It was Jake. I was like, couldn't
like
find
7,
it.
I think, or something.
Yeah. So let's see. It would be under downloads. And there's something wrong with my system. There's downloads. So what would that have been on?
I see right here.
Alright, so there it is. So I still have it. Interesting. I have that, but I don't have the VM workstation. I could kill myself. That's why sometimes I transfer stuff. I took that VM workstation was like 3 years ago, so I must have took it and moved it over to another drive, and I can't find it. Kills me. Anyway, I have it, so it looks like I'm gonna have to uninstall it and see how it goes.
Oh, that's really stupid. I can't imagine you getting a computer for the first time and not having sudo permissions.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, all right, so gang, this is where we're at. We don't have sudo permission, so we might as well just power this thing down, and we shut down the gas.
Are you gonna remake it right now?
I'm not gonna videotape it because no sense in going through the whole videotape because it takes too long for the installation. But what we'll do is, why don't you do this? Why don't you check your computer and see if you have permissions?
I do have permissions on mine.
You are you sure?
On my Ubuntu, yeah.
Or your Fedora?
Okay, I'll check it.
Check it because that's the version that came from you, I would think, right?
Yeah, well, it came from their website.
Okay, so I just removed it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it again at some point. And gang, that's just pretty easy to add this on. You have to go to your home and then you have to just go like this. Create a new virtual workstation and then just pick where you want to install it. And in this case it was in the downloads folder. So we're gonna try it again and see whether or not, and it was Fedora Live workstation, right?
Yeah, that's from their website.
You notice how it comes up and says could detect operating system in this. That's yes. Okay, I guess. And this was considered other. I don't know what to classify this as. It could be classified as Red Hat. It should be classified as Red Hat, but I don't see one there. So let's.
Red Hat works fine classifying it.
Okay, well, where's Red Hat on here? Would it be on the Linux?
Yes.
So Red Hat, why don't they have a Red Hat Fedora on the list there? It's interesting, they don't have a Red Hat Fedora. Oh, they do. Fedora 64-bit. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to say next, 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 next. And we've created the workstation. So now we're just going to come over here and start the gas, power it on.
Yeah, after I launch Fedora, my computer's running really slow.
Alright, and what do we... Right now, everything is at the process at 1. Do we have to change anything in reference to... It should have kept those settings from before, shouldn't it? Or I have to change it again?
Yeah, you'll have to add more memory.
Bring it up to 2056, right?
Yep.
Come on, why is
or
it...
if you want, anywhere really, above 2...
Well, it's not moving. Nothing's happening. I'm trying to move that little thing up. The arrow's not doing anything. It's not letting me move it. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like you had to launch the virtual machine in order to... That's why it won't... you can't move it.
You have to launch it for... Okay.
No, you already launched it, so you can't.
It's already in the background somewhere.
Yep, I see in the background.
All right, so let's just close this for now and then get rid of this. I don't know which one. Oh, yeah, that's power. That one there. All right, so now where were we? Was that Fedora? Okay, so now I think we can change it now. Right? From memory.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Leave it at that. Alright, so that's good. So now that's good. It's in a power, what did I say? It's a power off state? Power, startup gas. I guess it didn't start up. Alright, so now we're there. So I'm not sure if I want to go through the whole video load again.
No, probably not. But I can run through the install with you.
Alright. Well, this is going to take, last time it took about an hour. I don't want to run through this again.
An hour?
Yeah, it took like an hour before you had to go through all the screens and everything. I don't want, and I think we taped, didn't we tape this already or no?
I don't remember if we did.
It'll be interesting to find out if I had the access for this once we do the reload. We removed it, now we're reloading it again. I'm just wondering whether or not it's going to come up again with the same problem.
Yeah, it better not.
Yeah. So anyway, I was telling you about the website. I just want you to, when you get a chance, just to switch gears a little bit, I want you to go and look at what I'm doing here for and this is really interesting. I mean, it really takes you out, kind of out of the loop as far as what's going on. I mean, it's nice to keep Linux going, but I think, for me, I have to go back and forth. I can't be like tunnel vision, you know. This way you kind of keep everything going here. All right, so I think I made a comment on the blog in reference to this video that I want you to watch.
Yeah, I have to put in, I'll watch that later.
Yeah, it's about SNMP platform servers, and that's on the website.
Yeah.
On the www. Did I make a note? I just make another note. I'm just a note that this is referenced from the www.gregenterprises.
Yeah, you didn't mention it inside your website.
I just want to make mention again. People just read the bottom. Botprices.com site. Okay, so let's just make another comment on that. Alright.
Wait, is that how Greg Enterprises is supposed to be spelled?
I'm sorry?
Did you spell Greg Enterprises right there?
Yes. Did I spell it? I spelled it wrong?
There's two I's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Goes to show you I must be tired. Okay, sorry about that. Let me just type that out again. www.gregenterprises.com.
At least he's spelled it anyway.
There you go. Alright,
Yeah.
so on that website, that's where the project is on the top left. Everything is kind of, I want to try to get everything kind of referenced from the website to the project, to the website to the projects. I'm glad we're going over Fedora and Red Hat because there is a specific project on there that is related to Red Hat and specifically with DB2 and some other stuff with Linux that I'm trying to tie in. But before I tie that in, you have to kind of have a foundation on Linux. You just can't just throw people in the water and expect them to swim without having some knowledge of Linux. So now that they have the knowledge of Linux and they can build from that, they can go and they can actually...
yeah, of course.
Right. So, and this would probably, with you per se, this will work. I mean, you could probably just go right to the advanced and just look at the website and say, well, let me see if I can figure this out. Because this is stuff that, technically, on a job, this is stuff that you're going to be doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
with the SNMP.
right. Technically, you know, you're not going to be like doing stuff like building Linux, you know, like what we're doing here, this easy stuff, like they'll give you, that's not going to be the case at all. You're going to probably have something that's going to be tied to Linux, where it's going to be connecting to something, and then they're going to ask you to tie it with something else, and whether it's, you know, a server or a Cisco device or appliance device or something, or Ethernet card or whatever, and they're going to ask you to check this and check that. So you really got to get into that mode of, wow, what if this was the real world? I'm trying to get you people kind of centered on the real world situation, real life situations. So, I mean, you see what you see. I just brought up. I just clicked that link and look what my browser did. You still there? I'm just gonna click this off. Jeez, I lost you. I think.
Hello, we're back.
Yeah, that's the browser that did that. I gotta click that browser off. That's like, wow. Look how many windows it brought up. Okay. So anyway.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I said yet, but I was able to launch my Fedora and it worked fine. I was able to get into Vert.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you say try Fedora install on hard drive?
Install the hard drive.
Alright, so let's just do that.
But if you just a show of it now, try Fedora might work for us.
Alright, but I want to make sure that it's working. Maybe, I'm not sure what we did the last time. If we said try Fedora, maybe it doesn't give you the full access.
Okay.
Maybe. Just saying. So it should be.
I was able to sudo, but we were talking about SNMP a second ago.
Yes.
That's really important in the field. Like everything with a network card in it has SNMP. Like you monitor printers, servers, make sure even a network card's working.
Right. Well, it's a monitor. Well, I mean, true, but specifically with this that I'm trying to tie in with the SSMP is like with monitoring, like it's a monitoring tool that they're using in that particular instance on the website. They're using it as a monitoring tool. Okay, and you don't always have that monitoring tool at your disposal when you're troubleshooting out in the field. It's not like you can say, okay, let me look at the monitoring tool and see what's going on. You basically would have to kind of figure it out yourself by pinging or doing something else to see what's going on the network.
Yeah, it's funny. At school we use SNMP for like printers. We can tell people their printers out of ink or toner. Toner. Before they even know it's out of toner.
Alright, so here we go. Now remember, we had this little thing, this little glitch here that you had to go in and do this thing here. Okay.
That was annoying.
You remember this?
Yeah, I had to do it on my system.
So what would so you have to just partition it, or?
Yeah, well, it's a virtual machine, so yeah.
So just say done.
Yeah, it's what. Yeah, I had a fight with the stupid thing.
Really?
Yeah, I think we both did it on our own systems.
Mm-hmm. Is this set up so I can hit done at this point, or do we have to set something up virtually here?
It should be like, I even tried to hit done and it didn't work for me, but I had to like play around with it, hit this click on this hard drive and then click done.
Alright, well, nothing's happening.
It's not just me, I was gonna say.
No, it's not just you, because I'm clicking it myself and nothing's happening, so.
Yeah, nothing's happening for me either.
Okay, maybe it's a little slow, I don't know. See, there's no way to go back either. Hold on a second, let me just go down to the bottom of the screen. Hold on. Maybe there's something at the bottom here that you can scroll down and say I'm finished or something like that. I don't know if you can bring this cursor down, or can you? No, it's not letting me bring the cursor down either. This thing normally would turn into a hand if it was available. I don't know what's going on here.
You don't have a browser open, right?
No. That's where we're at. We're here. That's basically, it's running in the guess. I just thought it may be slow because sometimes it may be playing catch up right now. We hit done, but it could be playing catch up. You know? Maybe. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't like this too much. It's not, you know, very time consuming and sitting here and waiting and seeing whether or not this is working.
Mm-hmm.
And then saying, okay, let me, you know. I think I had the same problem before, and then eventually it just, you know, kicked in or whatever. Alright, well, no sense tying up our audience with this. Okay, I'm going to stop this video.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, let's stop the video, and then we'll come back. I think I stopped the video.